And I'm just going to clarify this. It's very important. Every word that comes out of your mouth has 100 to 1,000 times more power than a thought. Because when you speak, the word vibrates into the universe. See, when you think, you're sending out a vibration only through your mind. But when you speak, you have to have the thought as well. So when you speak, not only are you having a thought come from your mind, but the vibration is coming out of your mouth into the physical universe. It's vibrating molecules. It has creative force. What you say is what you get. You have to speak things into existence. There was a word that magicians used to use called abracadabra. And I did some magic when I was a kid. And the way it worked was, come on stage, I'd have my top hat, I'd pull my top hat out, and I would say, abracadabra, I now pull a rabbit out of my hat. And I pull the rabbit out of the hat. Or there'd be a lady lying on the table, and I go, abracadabra, I now make the woman float. I would say the word abracadabra first. And I started researching. I said, where'd that come from? It's actually a Persian word. That's the origins. The translation means, I now create with my words. Let me say that again, the magic things, changing abracadabra to I now create with my words. So watch. I come on stage, I have my top hat, I pull my top hat out, and I say, I now create with my words. I pull a rabbit out of my hat. Follow me? In other words, I'm putting out the intention that I'm creating with my words, and then I speak what I want to happen, and it happens. I speak it into existence. Or the lady's lying on the table, and I go, I now create with my words. Rise, rise, rise. And the woman rises. Now, it was a magic trick. I wasn't creating with my words, doing the magic tricks, and no magician does. But the point is, that's where it comes from real energy magicians that were actually creating with their words. They would say, I now create with my words, telling the universe what I'm going to speak now is going to manifest, heal, or whatever. And they would manifest with their words, creating with their words. And now this is a spiritual principle. I can give you dozens of texts. I'll just give you one famous one because you might be familiar with if you come from a Christian perspective. In the Bible, in several of the Gospels, there's this story. Jesus and his apostles are walking down, they're going to some town. Jesus is hungry and he sees a fig tree kind of in the distance. So he says, hey, there's a fig tree. Let's go over to that fig tree. So they walk over to the fig tree, but there were no figs on the tree. There were no figs. So they walked there and there was nothing to eat. And it says, Jesus cursed the fig tree and the apostles heard him, which means he spoke it out loud. They went on to their next town to do their show. And then on the way back, they saw the fig tree. 2 days later, the fig tree had withered and was dead. They were amazed. They said, Master, the fig tree that you